As soon as that race rolls onto the track, I'm looking at the individual cars. I'm looking to see the drivers are positioned right, that they've got their equipment on, their nets are up.
I'm watching every car, I'm looking at tires, I'm looking at body panels. I'm looking for stuff dragging under the car, you know, something that could become a hazard.
Watching all the cars, watching their movement, seeing how they're entering the turns, seeing where they're entering the turns. Try to keep my eye on everything.
Gotta go yellow. Flat left rear, 27. Oh, yellow, turn 87 on the infield, 87. I can smell fuel on the 77, but I don't see it leaking. Turn 4. Got oil in the track going into turn 3, oil on the track. I see fire underneath that 42. I think he blew the motor up, we got oil everywhere. We're gonna send them low in 1 and 2, send them low.
When you're responding to the accident, you want to know ahead of time what you're going to need for a tool, where you're going to have to park the four-wheeler, what you're going to have to bring once you're there. If you're focused more on driver safety, getting them out of the vehicle because the vehicle might be on fire, or maybe you're just more focused on accident cleanup. There's so many things that could be going through your head, but we try to balance them and keep driver safety in mind.
I try to live by safety, keep everyone safe. Ourselves, the other drivers, you know, and try to help them out while the scene gets secured pretty much of leaking fuel or oil or fire or what have you, and make sure the driver's safe or assist where needed. And all these guys work hard every week to get them out here and try to get them off the track as quick as possible, as safe as possible is the main thing, but also trying to preserve whatever ain't broke. Everyone knows they have a role and to help each other out and get along, and that's what makes it all go and happen and be a nice, clean show.
Two guys that run records have years and years of experience with race cars and pulling cars apart. You learn a lot from those guys on how to pull different ones apart or what you got to do to get them apart. My name is Don Newman. I've been on the safety team for at least 15 years, I think. My first job was actually working at the racetrack on Wednesday mornings, picking up trash. I met my son's wife on the racetrack. She wrecked her car. I didn't know they were dating at the time or going to date. We parked the car in the infield because she walked off the track, which is against the rules. And yeah, like 6 months later, I found out that they were dating, and I said, oh, and son brought that up. I said, yeah, you kind of met my girlfriend on a bad note that night. It's like,
I don't like rats, I don't like snakes, and believe it or not, I really don't like fire at the track. A treat for me as a kid growing up was to get my dad to take me to Hales Corners on a Saturday night. If I could get him to do that 2-3 times a year, that was great. You know, that was, you know, and I always wanted to race, never did. Never either had the time or the money or the space to do it, and, you know, just one of those things. So this is my form of racing.
I got involved in racing when I was a very young child. I have been hooked ever since. I enjoy the sounds, the smells. I mean, just the action in general. It's very calming and relaxing for me to be here. I also enjoy helping people, so I joined a fire department. I'm with the Columbus Fire Department, just a few miles down the road, and I wanted to do more. I wanted to help out in more ways than what I could on my fire department, and what better way than to combine a love of racing and the love of helping people. And I get to make a difference in making sure they feel safe on the track.
My job starts as soon as I come through the pit gate. I'm responsible essentially for everything that goes through there to make sure everybody's doing things safely. There's typically 3 of us here on a Saturday night, and we all work together. That's why we call ourselves a safety team. It's not a safety individual. We watch each other's back. That's the way it works in the fire service. You never do anything alone. You've always got somebody backing you up.
We generally will rotate between the four-wheeler and the truck every race. One of us on a four-wheeler will focus on driver safety. The other will focus on the accident itself, sometimes bringing a fire extinguisher if there's a fire, maybe need to water down an oil spill, lake quick dry. But our primary focus is obviously to get the driver out of the car safely. The guy in the truck, he's very important as well. If there's ever a major accident where we have a fire, we do have a fire pump on that truck, so he's normally the one, he gets out to the area and he will start the pump and start flowing water.
I've been here since I've been 16 years old, pretty much. And Gary Schlafer owned the track. We had cars out in the woods. His brother, Al Schlafer, is one of them. Multiple different scenarios, getting them out of the woods, sprint cars. And Scott Settleman, his, tragic passing here. Jason Johnson's tragic deal. Just helping get the drivers out of the car. And, it's tragic on everyone's part. And it's tough, gets emotional when you get home and think about what just happened,
There's very few people who can actually do what we do. There's just a certain aspect of it with being able to help the drivers when something goes wrong. Having the drivers trust their safety to me is second to none. Most of them don't even know who I am, but they know if something bad happens, I'm there. And we're gonna do our best to make it better.
Over the years, there have been many memories being a safety team member. They're the good memories, ones that come when you see a driver win their first race, whether it be heat race, feature race. Those are always fun. Kids, parents, grandparents, families, friends, everybody comes out and enjoys racing, and I want to be a big part of that.
You got to understand, I got the best job in racing. I'm on the infield, the cars get tangled up, I'm one of the first ones there. I'm within feet of the cars as they go around. That's a rush, that's a lot of fun. I guess at the end of the day, it's all fun and games until somebody gets hurt. We don't want to see nobody getting hurt.